Hello maths fans. We're going to be testing to see if a number is part of a sequence. So this follows on from work with nth term, okay? So we're taking the nth term and using it to test if a number is in a sequence. So let's look at an example. We have the sequence 3n plus 2. We want to know, is the number 45 in there? Well, I could list out all of the terms of this. So the first term is 3 times 1, that's 3. 3 plus 2, I believe, is 5. Then we've got 3 times 2, that's 6. 6 plus 2 is 8. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 plus 2 is 11. I could do this until I get past 45, but it's going to take me quite a long time. So instead of doing that, what we do is we set up an equation, and we say, well, 3 times something plus 2, can it equal 45? So we set up an equation, and then we solve it. So I take the sequence, make it equal to the number I'm looking for. Then I'm going to try and solve this equation. So I'm going to take away 2 from both sides, minus 2 here, minus 2 here, and then I get 3n equals 43. Now I need to divide by 3, and this is where we decide, is that a term in the sequence? Well, when I was substituting to generate the sequence, I was substituting whole numbers, 1, 2, 3, the natural numbers. So if I don't get a whole number, an integer solution here, a positive integer, a natural number, then it is not in the sequence. So when I divide by 3, well, 43 divided by 3, that's 10 is 30, and then another 4 is 42. We've got one remainder here. So if the answer is 14 and a third, that is not an integer, and therefore the number 45 is not in the sequence. Okay? So the key thing there was that we set up an equation, we took the nth term and made it equal to this, and then we tried to solve it. Let's look at another example. Is 80 in the sequence 5n plus 5? So I'm going to take that 5n plus 5, and then I'm going to make it equal to 80, and then I'm going to try and solve this. So I'm going to take away 5 from both sides, take away 5, and I get 5n equals 75, sorry. And then I'm going to divide by 5, and I think you should all be able to spot that anything with a 5 on the end is going to divide exactly. And so when I do that, I get 15. It's a whole number, and therefore, yes, it is in the sequence, because 15 is an integer, a whole number, a natural number, okay? So we made it equal to 80, then we solved the equation, we got an exact answer of 15, which is an integer, a whole number, therefore it is in the sequence. Let's have a look at another one. Is 300 in this sequence? Have a go at this one yourselves. Set up an equation, pause this video and have a go, and then I'll go through the answer in a sec. So set up an equation, try and find out, is 300 in the sequence? And here's the answer. So we set up 4n minus 1 equals 300. And then I say, add 1 to both sides. Add 1 to both sides. And I get 4n equals 301. And when I divide by 4, unfortunately, we get a remainder. So n equals, well, divide by 2 is 150.5. Divide by 2 again, we get 75.25 or 75 and a quarter. Sorry, I've mixed the decimal and the fraction there. So 75 and a quarter, it's not in there. No, it's not in the sequence, because that is not a whole number. All right. One other question you might be asked is, which term of the sequence, 6n plus 2, is equal to 130? So we're told that this is in the sequence. We want to know where it appears, what position, which term is that one. So this is exactly the same type of question, We're just interpreting the results slightly different. So I set up my equation, take away 10, take away 10, and I get 6n equals 120. Now I divide by 6, and I get n equals 20. So we've confirmed it's in the sequence. This is a whole number. And where is it in the sequence? That's what n is telling us. N tells us what position in the sequence that is. So n equals 20. It's in the 20th position. All right. That is using the nth term to find out if numbers are in a sequence. Thanks for watching.